Emakhosini, dumelang sanibonang thokozani khanya lesedi ra lo chat tobela. Greetings over the diaspora. To those that don't speak the languages that we speak, khotso le khutso to those who are here, those who are new on this platform. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please let's start by subscribing if this is content that resonates with you or the journey that you are currently on. And those who are returning, thank you so much, spiritual G's. And yes, by virtue of you clicking on this video means that you are in the frequency of what it is we do on the space here. So please show us some love and subscribe to the space here, or just give us a like or share. But yeah, do something. But regular greetings, welcome, Stoners United, the Wake and Bake Gang, the Queer, the Queer and Conscious, the Knowledge Seekers, the Knowledge Collectors, Woke Gang, Anti-Woke Gang, Togoza Gogo Gang, Makosi Gang, Baraperi Gang, Chakra Hands, Tarot Card Gang, Energy Readers, Energy Balancers, Love and Light Gang, who else did I miss? The Chakra Hands, and yes, all element benders, whether the air, the fire, the water, the earth, the ether. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. And yes, welcome to another episode. We are in the final days to the set season. So this will be the final episode in the set season. I hope it's been really fruitful, even though it's been quite eventful for you guys. I hope you managed to put in the work. I hope you flowed with the flow of this rebirth season that we are in right now. And I hope that you discarded all those things that are not assisting you with the journey to your higher self, the Heru self. So thank you so much. Again, let us get into today's episode. It's going to be a very short one because the intended episode, I've been delaying it for so long, but I feel that we're still not ready. And yeah, I am led by the ancestors, and I give thanks for the knowledge sharing that we do here. It is not me. It really isn't me. Hagi woke, oh my gosh, that girl. No, I'm not. This is literally downloads. This is literally information from energies around me, from my ancestors, from the ancestors of higher intelligence as well. So thank you so much. Thank you for the props, but the props are not mine. And thank you for the people that you guys work with that allowed you to be in a learning space here. And yes, we are in operation of love, in the frequency of love, or trying to be in the frequency of love. So yeah, so the topic that I wanted us to touch on today as we're closing, we said we'll speak on the animals that are associated with the season in a set. And amongst the animals, I wanted to touch on the goat as an animal, right? But I feel that we're still not ready enough, because yeah, it is quite controversial. It is a heavy one. I wanted us to speak on Baphomet, ne? So that imagery, okay, most people maybe are familiar with the word, but I'll just describe it a little bit and then we'll touch a little bit on it. But next year, I do promise it's gonna be the third year doing the content that we're doing here, and I think by then elevated enough, because I know a lot of people, we're still new in the space here, and a lot of people are coming maybe from like a hotep space, and hotep is like, oh my gosh, it's too much. Or but at times it's because you're not ready for the content. So I try to present it in a manner where you don't need to be woke, yeah, you don't need to be hotep enough. And speaking about that, get the ebook. It's an easy read, it's a nice book to flow with it. And as Gogo Lefenso would say, that we are doing spirituality, which is rituals of the spirit. So those things in a simplified manner, in a manner that is doable, are included there, right? So, and ritual does not necessarily mean you need to force it, oh my god, I need to do this, but I do encourage it. Like, treat your spirit guides, treat your spirit work like you would a lover, right? You always want to touch base, but yeah, don't make it into like what we do like in religious spaces where it's a must, be in flow with things, like what we're doing here. We try to be in flow with the energies of nature. So yeah, but we do have guidelines, and we would like to get to a point where we are operating in our godly state, where we're taking collectively together, together, and I think was Mzansi, _Mzansi. Content has a lot of hip-hop, I think. But yeah, he's the spiritual G also in the space here. Pardon me if I'm not using correct pronouns every time get hishi, so but anyway, maragna hishi in our native tongues anyway. So I wanted us to touch Baphomet a bit and touch on the goat as an animal, right? So I know it's been so I get a already, because of effects where like the whole concept, the goat itself, it's so demonized, right? But by design. And yeah, if you guys feel hore moya wa ka ko fatshe hanyane, I'm still grounding myself. I think I've had a lot of information overload from Sunday, you know, a lot of sobering conversations, a lot of conversations where you need to like go back to the drawing board and inner look, inner stand a lot of things. And I was having a long 3-hour conversation today of a lot of things, you know. And while in the spirit of Seth, I think we'll touch a little bit on the reflections that I made from that. But I'm still downloading the information. I'm still processing. Yeah, because I process. I will keep Pentium one more killing, Pentium one more killing. But why maybe not ready for the understanding Baphomet as yet. But I just want to just sprinkle a little bit to undemonize it. Okay, yeah. I hope this word is fine for YouTube. Kining bang striker, guys. I lima kafulong strikes. But anyway, so Baphomet, to those maybe who are not familiar with the term, but it's literally, you know, that representation, yeah, that creature ki right as a word, what's it? But sibupiwa se le senang le like the face of a goat or the head of a goat, and then the body of a woman, and what else? And then yeah, so those who've seen that symbol, I bet you top of your head, you literally would associate it with that other religion, the satanic religion or Satanism. I don't know what they call it. Mara, you'd associate it with things that have to do with evil, correct? Yeah. So I think we'll go into depth with it. Year 3, like you know that I flow number 3. And yeah, as people say, good things happen in 3s. So I think by then, yeah, ready just to unpack that. For now, we're still quite scared because there's a post that was shared on Facebook about how no, don't pray with candles because you're inviting the devil and all of that. So I know a lot of us here, we're still, you know, finding our feet in the space here, and we're still operating in the frequency, very low, the frequency of fear. Whereas we need to elevate and operate in the Heru self, we're operating in the frequency, love, right? So I know a lot of things are still scary. A lot of things are gonna be on some, oh my gosh. And we're talking winning this thing, with the cosmic resonance, the season, right? People and the color black was so scared. And even now with the color red, I know it's still frowned upon, right? Especially in spirit space. But I'm so grateful for the space here and the teachers that come to this platform here, because not that their methods are new, but we are slowly like decolonizing a whole lot of things, you know, like the color black itself, why we also associate the color black with evil, the color red was like, oh my gosh, danger. But we did a whole episode on the color red, the color red. But not to take away from the principle, the function, the season ena ya rona, said. But anyway, so Baphomet as a concept, maybe you would see the goat situation, right? And then motla simona, it would be denoting the divine feminine, right? And we know with those who are like in the woke spaces, we know a lot of practices, a lot of religions have taken out this feminine aspect of things, right, to push a certain narrative in order to keep us pacified, you know, which unfortunately has bred a whole lot of things, you know, when we unpack words like culture, shout out Gogo Twiling, but it has that certain word, cult in it, you know. So a lot of things where you were thinking, oh my gosh, he's into, and we're getting so rigid and stuck in a lot of things where we don't even question things that are happening around us or things that are affecting us directly, because oh my gosh, now he's into you know. But we need to look a lot into the root of a lot of things, you know. So the divine feminine was taken out, but we'd see in those baba kenang that do that thing there by the door, right? You know how the black Mary, or is it the Black Madonna, is revered, you know, and now as the truth is coming out in this age of Aquarius that we're in, we're seeing that divine feminine is the power that actually needs to rise, right? Am I feminazi? I think I've answered that one in a lot of things, but yeah, in Africa though, we did know motuame, right? And also with, I think people who have elevated to a state, they know we need the divine feminine, right? Those in hetero relations and have high value men, right? You know, things happen when onale a mosadi, or there's a feminine energy that presents itself. Things get birthed, things get expanded. There's a lot of expansion once you introduce the divine feminine, which is a very interesting phenomenon that I've also like that too, right? In these spaces where they're trying to keep us pacified, you would see but babo me a lot. We have terms like bo me ba seaparo. And not that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with church. Well, me, I do, but my high self, the self that doesn't bring judgment, because we all have an internal system, my art, where we all judge ourselves, right? It's not on me to judge certain people. But yes, like Gogo said on Sunday, okay, we always need to look. Well, Gogo said, okay, I'll say what Gogo said, but the conversation I was having, sobering conversations I was having the Kukule Fence as well, okay, as much as a lot of bad has been done to us and what is the good that we got from certain things, right? And yeah, church so be on board, ne? Kitloba on board though. Pretty soon. Not pretty soon. Kitloba kinda. Yeah, let me say that. Hore, it wasn't what's the good things that we got from it. So I am trying to be kinder. I am trying to also always see the silver lining. But I'll wrap up that convo that I was saying what I was having le Google in the rising today, our 3-hour conversation. But we'll go Baphomet, ne? Yes. So those concepts were literally to like the demonizing of the goat and everything, Kakena's Pandla right now, but we understand it in the southern of Africa. I'm not even sure about other places in Africa who di Pandla tsa bona di etsuwa ka eng, haebe ba apara di Pandla or not, but I'll speak from a context that I know. Normalizing a angazi, ne? Yeah, two things that you don't know. So anyway, so we understand it. I'm not gonna go fully Kodi Pandling, but in a youthful man, and I'd say hore kyona the goat as we use it. But when you see this imagery, Baphomet, you see okay, there's the two concepts. The androgyny is visible very much there, but what represents the duality aspect, what we'd call good and evil, what we'd call the lower self and the higher self, what we'd call the female and the male. So there's always that representation, but we will unpack it and understand and from an energetic point of view. But these are some of the animals that are associated le yona concept in yaset, right? And then also when you go into spirituality, and then you question things like, okay, why go yiziwa a goat, why go yiziwa enku, right? Little kunyana, little ko. Why go yiziwa konyana, why go yiziwa nku. So these animals have different things that they do in spirituality. And I'm hoping episode you guys are still hanging around, right? So yeah, don't leave. It's gonna be fun times. But yeah, the next set season, I think after an intro episode, we'll go into the concept in Baphomet in Arona. But it was basically a concept that was bastardized and demonized in order to take out this divine feminine that we need to holistically heal, right? And I said season in Arona. Remember, the moon introduced us into the season. So, and it always happens actually, well, for the past 4 years that I've been observing this calendar and flowing with this calendar, it will always happen around the full moon and all of that, right? And we understand the importance full moon and how the full moon would represent the divine feminine, right? And not to take away from theories that people have, the flat earthers and round earthers and the moon NASA and all of that. But let's we're pacing a little bit. Get yourself into like light literature if you must. Get yourself into these frequencies, but only if you want an understanding. Ask also for the spirits of high intelligence to also unpack these concepts to you guys, right? And yeah, I'm trying to not, like I'm saying, to not make it a bit, to not make it hotepi or, oh my gosh, own an ankle and all of that, but be nice on an ankle. But yeah, so Baphomet ne. and the goat. I just wanted to touch a little bit on that, but this is us closing the set season. I hope I know all shadow work episode ne, but get overwhelmed nyana jwang, get overwhelmed. But I think maybe tomorrow hareta our live session, I'll go into what we do for shadow work. So it's not just gonna be for the set season, but this is something that's gonna carry us. And Kokole Friends was saying that we need to find a word, batu, right? To not say shadow work, because also the association shadow. But yeah, we're decolonizing a little bit. But the one advice I can just say, Hori, just learn how to operate in love. And I cannot stress enough the importance of meditation, right? So this is literally you tapping into the higher you, learning how to not operate from a fear point of view. But yeah, this is the set season. There's always something man that I always wanted to cover that set season. But I hope tomorrow we're gonna have a live session and we'll cover the things said. But I hope it's been kind. The shadow work, I hope you've been asking yourself questions. I hope you've been looking into these things that are harboring you from reaching your higher good. I hope if you've been playing around with money spells, I hope it's been good. But also remember, it's internal work. And like my friend would say, oh, Mr. Mlaba, it's actually solar return today. Oh, Mr. Mlaba Laba, how he'd say, Koko, imali ayikho, like it's an illusion. The only true currency is energy. That is the only thing that is exchangeable. That is why with some people, they'd find it very hard to manifest certain things because of the concepts that they have regarding money. But yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy things. We've seen a lot of destruction that was happening as per principle and functionality. Yeah, said we've seen a lot of exposures that were happening now the season in said. So we do give thanks. Remember, we're gonna close off season yarona again. Those who have the ebook, you know how we're closing off, because remember, we don't want to work with deities, or we don't want to invite energies and then not thank them or send them off once we are done with them. So those who have the ebook, you know what it is we do. And Ketegile, our yoga goddess, she's hopefully gonna do for our members our meditations, leather yoga, to close off the season in Yaset Yarona. And yeah, membership from like 29 rand, not on, right? Yeah, so it's not expensive. So yeah, be in the loop. If it's into as well, be in the loop of the cool things that also happen behind the scenes. But thank you so much for the members as well. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. Thank you so much for watching the ads. Thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much, Darian. Thank you so much. You're always helping the algorithm. And yeah, those who are super thanksing, so much. Those on all tiers of membership, so much. And yeah, keep on doing the work. I'll see you guys for the African calendar series when we're going into the season Maati, ne? Yes, but before Kikwala, just touch on the sobering conversations I was having the goddesses, right? Oh, and also please pencil the 10th of August. We're gonna have the one-day retreat, parenting the gifted child, ne? But further information is gonna come, but please do save the date on that one. And yeah, if you just want to engage with us on that day as well, ask the questions you've been wanting to ask. But yeah, just save the date, please. But my cousin, but while still on the set principle, right? And me encouraging you guys to do the actual work, because we also need to shift now from this point of view where we are blaming everything that is external to us, So the convo that I was having, so she's high on the, not high, she's not a cannabis like me, or high on meditation and yoga and those things. But yeah, I'm also not high right now. The last time I say but so she touches a lot on the concept Yakub, ne? And yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of things maybe we need to unpack next year. A frequency A1 because I know some people are still new, some people are still trickling into the content, even though next year we're gonna have new people. But yeah, let's just pace with the spiritualities that are still here as well. But so she's heavy on the Yakub concept, and very heavy on so it's a thing that I've been processing for about 3 years now, Hori. you being alive here was your decision that you made, hore. Send me, I'm going, I'm getting, whether we are reincarnate or whether the family that you chose, the circumstances that you chose, apparently that is all on you. What do you guys feel about that one? Right? But back into this. So we're speaking obviously highly on the whole concept of Black unity, Black healing, and all of that, and the collective efforts thereof. Or okay, sharp, we do recognize that some of us are captured by most of us are captured by system, because obviously it's a currency for those who understand le science akere la tseba ke flow flow of electrons, ne? Yes, the flow of electrons without any hindrances. But this currency operating kayona, it's the currency, the system that we're living in, the political system that we still existing in. I know we're saying, oh my gosh, it doesn't I'm not interested in politics, but politics are interested in me. But we need to eventually get to a point where, okay, if we're going and fetching our things, what is the systems that we use? What are the systems that are not very me, that are not very that are more inclusive? The whole about the whole bartering system. Or no, we need to find a word, bartering, because bartering lona is a so so she's quite heavy on that. No, we need to unplug even things like shadow work. We need to unplug and find the words or the concepts on how we understand these things, So so accountability, okay, we can only blame certain things so far. What's our action plan? Which is what I'm always calling upon. Okay, and I'm gonna make a lovely little quote there. Abare, healing is action, right? So you always, when you're doing a lot of healing work, there's always things that you are doing, right? Whether it's those stages where but healing is active. It's active work. It's action work. In the spirit of Seth, Seth also represents the victim mentality that we find ourselves in, and now when we are now taking accountability, which is what now Seth is coming to do, hore, you need to get to a point where, okay, sharp, understand, we are victims of the design and what of the system, but what's our way forward now? Like I'm saying, a lot of us, we're operating in the root chakra. Root chakra is rooted in a lot of masculine energy, and like I'm saying, a lot of my gents, versus when I'm speaking to the Khosikgadi, they're on some collective work, spiritual work. We're gonna win this thing in spirit versus the brute force of things, right? And reminds me of Ugogombali. Lovely person I met a long time ago. Gogombali was saying how, but this whole thing of us fight, we want a healing, but how do you like when you're fighting something, you're actually increasing the vibration of something, versus if you're countering it with the act of love. But like I'm saying, and I also, because I'm still my chakra lona, I saw isa teka a little bit. I do see and I do understand okay, how outstanding, and for the fact that I so cleansy, I so collectively cleansed, and like I'm saying, a lot of blood was spilled in this fake or neo-freedom, neo-liberation that we are currently in. A lot of blood was spilled, but there's no cleansing work that was done collectively, That is why you still get, like, in places like Bokatora, so you still get in places like our townships, you still get in places like KZN, where it's continuous, the respect of life still haiyo, and it's so easy to I ngamfaka libizang. Yeah, come that thing, how yeah, but I always forget on touching on the root chakra, but yeah, but it touches a little bit on it, but this is where your security would lie as well. So be it financial security, be in safety, be it in beliefs that you hold and you don't even know that you hold. But this is the things that ground you as a person, and things that we need to be interrogating kayona season ena. So yeah, so said season is here to expose the ego self, but because the step is you need to use those things that Uset is revealing to you, whether it's victim mentality, whether it's those things where you're not accounting. And by not accounting, you cannot reach your higher self. I know we speak a lot on the narcs or the narcissists, and it's so unfortunate that it's an unhealing condition, it's unhealing, you know, because a lot of people that operate in that manner actually gets a flop here, you know. So that operation level where we're not even accounting, we're always going to be blaming, okay, it's the system, it is the system, you know, but what is the work that we are doing? Because hands are really busy, the system, really busy, increase that vibration, there, to those who caught the episode, Rory, I know I owe you that episode, né? The language of God, speaking of frequencies, speaking of vibrations and all of that, you and people that work with energies, you understand, okay, the more you recite a certain thing, like in the principle of you doing affirmations, the more you recite certain things, the more you say things repetitively, the more you do things, you know, the more increasing the atom to vibrate and that sense. So that is all I have, and happy, I'll see you guys in the season of Maati or Mayet or Mamula Umtetogazi, the law and order, the balance effect that weighing against the feather situation that we see. But I'm getting so because I am working on the ebook so that we have it at the episode or the Moya podcast. So Ankat Ma'at, keep doing the work, keep interrogating yourself, keep looking into yourself, keep accounting, keep also saying, okay, I made this decision, I'm taking responsibility and kite ditlamorago of the decisions that I made, but also learn to forgive yourself so that you can rise to your hairy self. Anke Ma'at, and happy today, African peace, never division, in unity.